Hey guys, this is Dylan from the Turtle Club. We're here at Cool Comics and Games in Cape Coral, Florida, and he's going to show us his first place green Gohan deck. So, without further ado, Dylan, take it away.
Alright, so here start with the leader. When it comes into play in the leader area, you play the field card out, so you're basically playing the 49 card deck, which is pretty nice. When it attacks, look top 5 for any green Saiyan, any cost green Saiyans, you can search secret rares and stuff like that, which is pretty nice. And then if you have a specific Goku in play, or if you're a 4 less life, you can untap one, draw one, and flip over. When you combo, you can bond deck one from your hand and draw 2. So there's ways to free combo, so you can not neg 2 and then draw 2. It's actually a +1. And then yeah, this is actually how you do it. So when a Gohan childhood specifically battle card attacks, you can combo with the green card from the drop area. So that'll trigger the other auto to bomb deck one, draw 2. So very good leader. We'll go with the field card now that it plays out. So it has a permanent where if it's a Gohan underneath it, your leader gets 5k only on the unawakened side, because it says specifically Son Gohan, the character name. So since only this leader on the unawakened side is Son Gohan, you only get the 5k on the unawakened side, which is nice because you usually awaken by turn 3, so people can try and out aggro you down turn 2 while you're still unawakened. So it's nice getting the 5k to stay alive before you can awaken. Then also the permanent where only 2 cards can be underneath this at a time, so you can't just keep stacking cards underneath this. And then activate main, if this card's in active mode, you can play a card from underneath it for free. Just play anything. So if you can find ways to get any other card underneath there, you can play something for free. But there's very little ways to put cards underneath this, so I'll show you those cards in a little bit. So we'll go into the 1-drop. The best turn 1 play I think for this deck is this 1-drop little Gohan. Searches top 7 for any green Goku, any cost. So literally searches like half the deck. Searches your awakened piece, what you need to see, and searches the secret rare, searches your big guys. So literally just the best turn 1 play. Play this, combo it off, Z-charge it, and you get your awakened turn pretty set up.
Alright, I've seen people playing the Krillin that was printed in the set. It's also a top 5 searcher.
Yeah, it is good, I think, but people mainly use it just so they can have the extra draw off the skillless play, I think it is. But I just think it's unrealistic. I don't think that's really ever gonna go off. So, and it's only 4 less Saiyans, while most of your deck is Gokus, so I think this card being top 7 and just any cost just makes it better, I think, than that Krillin.
Nice.
Plus it's not really room to play both its and the Krillin, so I think you just play the Gohans. Next we go into the awakened pieces, which you need to awaken with. So I play 4 of the Goku because it's searchable with the Gohan, this one, and they play 3 of the Gohan. So they both have an effect where when they're placed underneath the field card, which is there's an effect in the Z deck that does it. They place the other one underneath it from deck as well. So Goku places Gohan from deck, and then Gohan places Goku from deck underneath. So turn 2, you're getting both of these underneath the field card. It's a really crazy play you can do where you can just free play, because the field card says you can play this from underneath the field card. It has to be in active mode though, so you can't do it turn 2 because it switches to rest mode to put these underneath. So the Goku has a really good effect. It's 10k when he's played, and you can pay 1 green to put him in the drop, draw a card, and play Gohan out from underneath. So you can play these out both. You can play both of them out in 1 turn, but usually what I like to do is just play out Gohan first because he pops something, and then swing with Gohan, get the combo, free combo, draw 2, and then next turn you can play out Goku for free. It's a 24k barrier. So, but playing them both out in 1 turn is not bad also. It's just an energy is pretty important in like a deck like this, so I think saving the energy, just saving a free play every turn for energy field card, I think it's just better. But yeah, you need these to awaken, so I play 3 and 4 of them. So I think I haven't whipped off them once. I've seen them turn 2 every time, so I think they're pretty good. This card is really crazy in this deck specifically, this counterplay Goku. He's reduced by 1 for each Z energy cost on Z cards and Z leaders, and your Z leader is 3, so he immediately becomes a 1 cost when you Z awaken. He's also a free 10k combo, which is a combo cost by 1 for your Z leader, so just a free 10k combo. And then he has the Frieza effect, where if you play him, you Z-charge a 7 or less on their field. And he also Z-charge himself, so you don't get a 15k attack for free. But he also removes 2 markers from a unison. So what you can do against some decks, you can counterplay their unison and just remove 2 markers. So pretty crazy. Really great card in this deck. He's also important in his 10k combo with the card I'll be showing you next. So the counterplay part doesn't really come up that much because it takes a while to set up your Z leader and stuff, but the free 10k combo and the combo from drop part is the really crazy part with that card. The next we'll go into probably the craziest card of the deck is the 8-drop Goku Gohan, staple for any green deck nowadays. Pay 2, play it, gains barrier, and then when it attacks you pop something ignoring barrier and they pitch a card, and then Huz has the auto specifically for this deck mostly. If you're comboing with the Goku that has a combo cost of 1, so just this one, it's the only one I play in this deck. They also crit a life if it's in a battle, so it is pretty insane value for 2 energy. They're forced to negate this basically, because it's going to be a giant 45k double strike that also makes them pitch and pop. It's crazy. It's always what you want to play turn 3 or 4. So
good thing Dirty Burst is gone.
Oh yeah, so there's some cards that counter like petrification or something like that, so you gotta know your matchups and what to play that against. So here's the generic green stuff now. So 3 Faded Rivals, maybe not play 3 anymore. It wasn't really coming up when I could just play this over that, so it's just in case I've got maybe a floodgated turn or something, I could just play this, pop something, and it's just a barrier 30k that can sit there. Recycle super combos as well, so maybe not play 3 of them, but I think it's still pretty good.
No Piccolos.
Yeah, I don't play the Piccolo because it's not a Saiyan, so it's not searchable. And also, you don't really have the energy to play both Faded Rivals in one turn. You'd rather just pay your 8-drop Goku Gohan, I think. We had 3 Kaioken, still really good. Just pay 1, make them discard, 15k crit, so forces them to have an answer to this, or combo outs. Really nice against the turns when you're going in for the kill. They have low in hands. Just pay 1 for this support. They're forced to pitch another card and then combo some other cards on this to make them take a crits. Still a really crazy card for any green deck. 3 Cooler. Even though the Goku Gohan seems like a better version of this card in this deck, I still like Cooler a lot because the Goku Gohan makes it to where your opponent has to have 3 or more energy. So say if you go first, you can't play this on like your turn 3. So Cooler is a nice play to make turn 3. Just pay 2 for it and play it because you have to have 3 or more energy, not them. And then it's just barrier that they have to deal with, or and also double strike, make them pitch or pop. So very good card. Combos well with the friezas Z card as well. I still really like it. 2 Goten Deluge. Just very nice for those turns where you want to make them take a crit swing or take their big double strike or anything like that. Searchable with leader as well. So it's another 10k combo, which is pretty nice. Then the super combos. So I know people are going to ask about this, why am I not playing the Vegeta preparing for battle and the Gogeta super combo loop? Well, 1, I don't have them, they're expensive, and also I know it's going to get banned eventually, so I'm just not even going to bother playing it right now. But I don't know, I like bottom decking stuff, putting it back in my deck and drawing 2. I always just like super combos that draw 2 cards, even though I know technically you could have 8 super combos in a deck, but it's just hard to find the room for the Vegetas, really. There's probably stuff I can take out in there, but I don't know, I think I'd rather just have my other stuff than having 8 super combos. But I mean, 8 super combos is pretty alluring, so, but I think I just prefer always drawing 2 off super combos. It's just nice.
Why that over Paragus?
Over Paragus, because I prefer bottom decking stuff, so say I'm getting aggro down like really early, and I have like too many of the Awakened guys in my deck, because I want to put some back in my deck so I can get the effect off to put them back in my deck so you can Awaken easier. Then we had 2 Earth Shattering Kamehamehas, pretty self-explanatory. It's 15k combo, make them pitch a card. You choose, so pick out sticker rares a lot. So also putting it on like a big crit swing or something like that's pretty nice. Very important card that they printed for green Saiyan decks is the Uneasing Awakened Rage. Very good card, especially in this deck, because you negate for 1, or you can pitch a card and negate for free, limit 1. If you're a 4 less life, they have every time they attack, they have to Z-charge a card from their hand. So it hits their hand, finally a floodgate for green that does that. And the really craziest part of this card is that the auto says if your leaders or Sun go on green, childhood, then you draw a card when you use this card. So most of the time I'm using it just for a negate and then draw, but it does come in handy to make them floodgate if you know there's going to be a big turn for them. So they're going to Z-charge every time they swing. Z-charging isn't the biggest cost ever, honestly. It does help them in some circumstances where they like you negate their combo steps, so they're obviously just going to attack you and then Z charge your card. So decks that draw a lot, this really doesn't affect them that much. So it's not always the greatest, but I think the draw when you use it is just the best part about it, honestly. Then we play a lot of negates in this deck because I think green just really needs it. Homicidal Clones, play 3 of them because you really need to stay alive against these decks. Especially if you go second, you can be really vulnerable on your unawakened side. When you're setting up, you're not really set up in this deck to like turn 3 or 4, so you really need some negates to stay alive. This is a really good one to, obviously in every deck uses blocker negates, so you know what they do. Very good card. Don't come out of deflection, just pop a 4 or less and negate, so stops a lot of decks in their tracks of like setting up stuff. You can just pop it, might put them behind in some states, so very good card there. 2 focus breakthrough. You go to 4 life very easily in this deck, because I forgot to say the field card also takes 2 life, up to 2 life whenever you use it, so you can get to 4 very easily. You can awaken that way instead of having to play the guy. But yeah, focus breakthrough, very nice because you get to 4, stops those floodgates that are really annoying to get through, Mecha Frieza, Android 17, stuff like that. So could be very nice in certain circumstances. Overall, we play as a Vegeta. I like Vegeta or Mass Saiyan. Either one's, I think they're almost equally the best ones to play. So I just play Vegeta because he's slightly bigger. He's 30k. Also warp something, so can use it to attack over a battle card or just swing for face, kill something. Also very nice. And the secret rare we play is the new Green Goku secret rare. I'm still debating if this is the best secret rare for this deck. I mean, it is really crazy in its own right, paying 2 energy to become 40k for 2 turns, and then be triple strike, basically dual attack your leader also. So very crazy. It's also easily searchable in this deck because it's a Green Goku, so the little Gohan can search it and the leader can search it. So you can use this. That's pretty much why I play it, because it's so easily searchable in this deck. So yeah, that's probably the best one to play.
All right, so give me a little bit. I gotta go into the Z deck. All right, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll go into the Z deck now. So we'll go into this combo, or no, we'll go into this actually. So this is how you awaken. So as Goku says, when you play it, it's 1 cost, 1 Z energy. When you play it, if you have to have 2 more energy, so you can't do this turn 1. You can put the Goku or Gohan underneath the time chamber, and then puts the other one underneath it. So and also switches to rest mode, so you can't do it because it has to be in active mode to play the guys from underneath. So you have to wait another turn, but sets up your awakened turn, which is pretty nice, and also KOs at 3 or less on top of that. So it could be useful to pop the card they want to Z charge or something. The activate main doesn't really come up at all because it's just you have to have 4 more energy. You just pay 1 and give your Z leader 10k for the turn. But I mean, it's just gonna die. It doesn't have any kind of protection, so he's not. You're never gonna use activate main. It's just for the setting up of guys. You usually only do it once per game, but I mean, if you can do it more than once to put guys underneath and get more free plays, it's pretty crazy. But most of the time, you're only gonna do that play once a game. So next combo we'll do is the 16 and Z leader. So when the 16's played, he costs 1 and 1's energy as well. He Z-stacks the Z leader on top of him or underneath him. You have to have 4 more energy between both of you, so you can't do this like turn 2 while they're on the turn 1. Cannot be negated by skills, and it also, if it dies in any way, even because also a blocker can block with it. If it dies in any way, then you put the Z leader on top of the leader, and then you take to 4. So you're forced to take to 4. But you Z awaken for 1 energy, which is pretty nice instead of the 2 where it costs. It also says when your opponent plays a card, or at the end of the turn, at the end of your opponent's turn, you can just KO this, so you can force it to be killed, so you can get the effect off because it just says when it's killed by anything.
So it's always happening.
Oh yeah, no matter what, you're gonna get this off because they can't even negate it either, so it's always gonna happen. And then you Z awaken. So Z leader is pretty crazy. You're 20k at 4 life, which is not very common for most decks to have that. You're double strike inherently all the time, and then you can activate main, discard 1, draw 2, which is very good. And it has the same auto as the other side, where when I go on attacks, you can combo the guy from the drop. But this time it is a 10k or less Goku, so you can combo with a 10k combo. So that's pretty good. Put down your leader, and it counts any Gohan from childhood, so you can do it with your leader too. Because on the unawakened side, you can only do it on the when a battle card attacks, but this card can also combo with a 10k. So his leader is pretty good, and the rest of the Z deck is just friezas. Just pops a 5 or less, makes him pitch a card. Can come in handy in a pinch. Combos well with the cooler, but it doesn't really come up that much because you're usually paying for other stuff. But that is the base of the entire deck. I didn't play a side deck, so that is the deck essentially.
All right, so give me a little bit of the philosophy behind the deck, because it seems like this is the green generic leader that green has been waiting for. But I've seen multiple deck profiles over the last couple of weeks where people are playing the Surprise Attack Frieza chain, or they're playing the Ape Vegeta, and it's more cheap aggression, where it seems like your build is you're paying 2 for cooler, you're paying 2 for baited rivals. So just what turn are you looking to win the game on, and how does that vary from some of the lists you've seen?
Yeah, so this is more of like a, not really aggro, but more like a mid-rangey kind of build for me, I guess. I'm not really trying to kill like turn 3 or anything. It takes a while to set up, so I'm not playing any of the I'm not playing any of like the Frieza chain or anything, because it's a lot of room to put in there. It's like 7 or so cards you got to fit in there, so I'm trying to stay at 49 as well. So it can be tough to fit all in there, but the leader is pretty flexible. You can fit. It's a very small engine. Like you really only need that Gohan stuff to make it work. So and it adds any green stain as well in the leader. So, and 49 cards is always the best way. You can play as multicolor. You can play it ultra aggro, where you can just play a bunch of free play stuff like the Frieza chain and go all aggro on it. But I think my philosophy is I don't want to die on the crackback, so that's why I'm playing a lot of negates and stuff to make sure I survive. I'm playing a lot of 2 energy plays that I think are worth paying the 2 energy for. I usually don't like to go all in on one turn. I like to make sure I can stay alive. So making sure I have negates and other stuff to combo out with is important.
The other noticeable package that's missing is the Trunks and Vegeta.
Yeah. I was playing those inherently, but they just, other than turn 1 where they can be good, they're not really that impactful. They just kind of felt like wasted space in the deck, so I took those out and replaced it with some other generic green stuff. But yeah, that is the deck. I got first place at Store Champs. Played against 2 Frieza swaps. Don't remember what else. So, but it was oh yeah, it was Golden Frieza in the finals. That's right. It was Golden Frieza in the finals, and this deck can beat yellow fairly easily because you have a lot of barrier removal. But they do have stuff that can definitely inherently stop your plays, so you got to watch out for that. But yeah, so I got first place at Store Champs with green Gohan, and that's the deck.
All right, thanks, Dylan. If you're not subscribed, make sure hit the button down below, and we'll be back soon with some more content. Thanks, guys.
See ya.